Welcome to this explainer. I am so glad you're here today because we're going to bridge what honestly looks like an impossible gap. We're taking a journey that connects the rigid, highly structured world of modern management and engineering tools straight back into the ancient, profound wisdom of Sanatan Dharma. We're going to look at how a simple, universally recognized problem-solving framework isn't actually a modern invention at all.
So let's just dive right into this intriguing question. On the surface, you might be thinking, what could a tool used by modern industrial designers possibly share with millennia-old spiritual texts? But as you'll see, a widely used industrial design technique actually mirrors the exact same dialectical traditions used by ancient kings, sages, and warriors to uncover the deepest truths of reality. It's really fascinating.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the modern 5 whys.
If you're in engineering or management, you probably already know this one. The 5 whys is a root cause analysis technique used heavily in the corporate world to explore cause and effect relationships underlying a problem. How? By repeatedly asking why. So the crucial point here is that by continually asking why, an analyst doesn't just slap a band-aid on a problem. They strip away the surface-level symptoms and keep digging until they find the true origin of an issue. It's this relentless pursuit of the root cause.
This leads us right to the famous fishbone diagram concept. You start with the main bone, right? That's your core problem. But you don't stop there. You ask why and move to the smaller bones, discovering the primary causes. Then you ask why again, moving to the tiny bones to uncover the ultimate foundational root cause. Every subsequent why takes you further down the skeleton. It's methodical, it's logical, and, well, it just works.
Which brings us to Section 2, Arjuna's battlefield questions. Let's travel back to the Mahabharata. Arjuna and Krishna were close friends, sure, but Arjuna didn't just blindly follow orders. When Krishna told him that the body is perishable, but the Atma, the soul, is not, and therefore he should fight, Arjuna didn't just nod and accept it. Instead of being just a reluctant warrior, the text frames him as a critical analyst, demanding the deep whys of Dharma.
Arjuna kicks off his cascade of probing inquiries with this one massive, fundamental challenge to Krishna. Why is fighting a duty? He wanted the real answer. He wanted to go deep. If this war is truly righteous, why does it require this specific action?
But of course, he doesn't stop at the first why. He pushes the sequence deeper to question the moral implications of his actions against his own relatives. He asks, why should I kill these people? My guru, my cousins, my grandfather? This is literally the exact equivalent of moving from the main bone to the smaller bones in our engineering diagram. He's stripping away the surface of the command to find the ultimate truth behind it.
And here is the deeper layer. Mimicking that modern why framework perfectly, he demands to know the underlying reason why righteousness, or dharma, requires such violent action. He asks why some suffer and some succeed, and why knowledge is greater than rituals. He is putting ultimate reality to the test through rigorous, systematic questioning.
And by repeatedly asking why, Arjuna wasn't just being stubborn, he was genuinely seeking clarity. Through this repeated questioning, his delusion was completely destroyed. His thought process cleared up, and only then did he fight in the war. It absolutely proves that rigorous questioning doesn't lead to endless doubt. It leads to absolute clarity and purposeful action.
Now let's pivot to Section 3, King Janaka's dream.
Consider the profound paradox experienced by King Janaka. He fell asleep and had this highly specific, incredibly painful dream where he was a beggar. As a beggar, he's out there starving, trying to find food, and the tiny bit of food he does get is stolen by a crow. That dream pain hurt him so much that he suddenly jolted awake. He was forced to compare his waking reality of luxury, ruling from a literal palace, with his dreaming life of absolute starvation and suffering. His core question upon waking up was simple, but honestly world-shattering. Which is the truth? Am I the king in the palace, or the beggar in my dreams? He had experienced both states so vividly. This intense dilemma prompted him to seek out sage Ashtavakra, launching a rigorous dialectical inquiry to uncover what the ultimate reality actually is.
Janaka didn't just ask one question and walk away. He deployed the ancient equivalent of the 5 whys. Who am I? How can I be free while ruling a kingdom? In sleep, who was the beggar? And as a king, who is the king? These repeated, deeply philosophical whys form the entire foundation of their discussion, and that continuous pursuit of the root cause of identity became what we now know as the Bhagwad Geeta.
Moving on to Section 4, a tradition of debate.
It's really important to note that these stories of Arjuna and Janaka weren't just isolated one-off incidents. Across Sanatan Dharma, there is a vast, deeply rooted culture of inquiry. You've got young Prahlada, who kept on questioning even when his own father threatened him. You have Dhruva questioning his mother, asking why he couldn't sit in his father's lap and why he wasn't born to the queen. And then you have the legendary debates, like the one involving Adi Shankaracharya and Ubaya Bharati.
During that debate, Ubaya Bharati stepped in and started asking Adi Shankaracharya questions about the Grihastha ashram, questions he initially could not answer. But this defeat wasn't the end for him. It actually led to his ultimate development. He was able to extract the original truth precisely because he was challenged and defeated by her. This is huge because it highlights that even revered masters relied on being questioned and challenged to extract the deepest truths.
Which perfectly sets up Section 5, the culture of inquiry.
The source material emphasizes that this culture goes so far as to say that you can even question God. Asking why is entirely celebrated. It's actively encouraged as a path to true knowledge. Arjuna kept asking Krishna. Janaka kept asking Ashtavakra. You can question the divine, and you are literally encouraged to keep using those 5 whys until you get the absolute root answer.
There was this brilliant piece of advice buried in the philosophy. Keep your critic in lavish comfort so they can criticize you. Embracing those who push back, those who constantly ask you why, is essential for your own development. Allowing people to ask you tough questions is an ancient way of thinking that remains incredibly, absolutely relevant today. You should welcome the critic.
Ultimately, whether you're utilizing a fishbone diagram in modern engineering management or exploring ancient spiritual practices, the relentless pursuit of why forces us to grow on multiple levels. It refines us, it brings new insights, and it sparks emotional, intellectual, and spiritual growth. The 5 whys isn't just some corporate tool, it's a fundamental mechanism for human evolution. So I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder as you step back into your day. Look at the challenges facing you right now. Are you just reacting to the surface symptoms? Or are you willing to be like Arjuna, like King Janaka, or like a modern engineer, and relentlessly ask why until you uncover the ultimate truth? You are now armed with a fresh perspective on the power of asking why. Keep questioning, keep digging, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.